Hello nurses and welcome to this channel. Today we are discussing about the cost of taking Nclex exam for internationally trained nurses. Yes, taking Nclex is not a single step activity. There are things that you must do before you are allowed to sit the Nclex examination. So we are looking for that journey up to when somebody is allowed to sit their Nclex, what it would cost you. So the amount we shall be discussing about here will be a mixture of United States dollars and Kenyan shillings. If you are not in Kenya, you may have to convert this into your local currencies and see what the implication of taking Nclex financially would be to you. So after you have registered with the Board of Nursing where you want to practice as a nurse, or the one that will license you to practice, there are several things you need to do so that you can reach the point where you are sitting for your Nclex. First of all, the board will require credential evaluation report from a credential evaluation service provider. So these are companies that offers these services. One of them is a company like CGFNS. So CGFNS, for example, charges a total of $450 to do credential evaluation service report. So also you will be required to send your document or credentials for evaluation. Those credentials, you cannot send them in person. They will be sent by the institution where you trade as a nurse. So if you trade in a university or a tertiary college, you require that institution to send the report for you. They will do a confidential report and they send the same to credential evaluation service provider. So above $450 that is charged by credential evaluation service provider, you will incur some more cost. So institution charges to make the confidential report. Most institutions charges between 7 to 8,000 Kenya shillings. Now, if you don't have your transcript with you, that is academic transcript, also some institutions like Kenya Medical Training College charges 2,000 to provide or to process the transcript for you. But some institutions like universities, generally they don't charge for transcripts unless you have taken loan to collect them. They will charge you what they call storage fees. After this, the institution will require you to give them money for sending the credential or confidential report through DHL. So the normal cost for sending a parcel that weighs below 0.5 kilograms to the United States from, for example, Kenya is about Kenya shillings 4,580 shillings. So roughly 5,000. So most institutions, they will ask you for 5,000. So a total of around between 12 to 13,000 for the institution to send your academics, the confidential report to the United States. After this, you will also require to send your nursing council licensure proof to the United States. The process is the same. They will do a confidential report of which they charge Kenya shillings 7,000 to do that. Kenya, I think 7 or 8,000 thereabout to make a confidential report, and then they will charge you 5,000 for courier services to send the same to the United States through DHL. So from this, most Board of Nursing requires a registration fee to register with them. Of course, this money in most Board of Nursing, it goes for services they will be offering you during the process for registration of Nclex. For example, there are those jurisdictions that requires you to do nursing jurisprudence exam. So they will charge you something that will cater for all that. The cost ranges in between different states. For example, Texas is about $50.29. There are states that charge an upward of $450. So roughly between $50 and $450 will be another cost that will incur from the Board of Nursing, where you will be registering as a nurse. From there, the United States of America, mostly they are quite thorough with their nurses. They want nurses who do not have criminal records. So they ask you to send your fingerprint. So fingerprint normally for international student nurses, you are allowed to send them in form of a card. You download the FBI card, fingerprint card. Then you go to a place where you have a professional person who is qualified to do that, to take the fingerprint for you. Here in Kenya, I would recommend you go to the DCI offices and do that for nurses. So the card, generally you register with a company that does the processing of the fingerprint for the Board of Nursing. The other video I talked about a company by name of Idento Go. So generally, those companies, they charge about $39 for offering fingerprint services. So you will pay about $39 for that. After that, when you have your fingerprint taken here in Kenya, they are signed by the person who took them, then you send them to the United States of America, again using DHL. So again, DHL here is going to charge you it is going to charge you Kenya shillings 4,580 to send the document for you. Now, if you are doing Nclex, because the nature of examination in Kenya might be different from that of United States of America, it is good to subscribe to one of those people who are offering Nclex reviews. This comes in forms of notes and also practice questions for nurses with answers. Normally they provide feedback to you. So there are many people who are offering Nclex reviews. Many companies are doing that. For example, there is Lippincott, there is Archer's review, there is Soda's review. So those people, they charge access for a period of time ranging between 3 months to a period of 1 year. So that access, the charges are a bit different. For example, Lippincott will charge you $199.99 and give you an access for 12 months. We have others like Archers mostly, they charge you $399. So that is another cost you will incur if you want the services of those Nclex review. It is extremely important for you to have these reviews because they prepare you for your Nclex exam. After you have done that, you'll register with the Pearson BUE. Talked about this, the Pearson Virtual University Enterprise. Normally, the cost of taking Nclex is $200. You will further be charged $150 for international scheduling of your Nclex exam. So $200, and then you will pay that money for scheduling, $150 US. So you sit your Nclex, and after you are through with your Nclex, if you will have to take also IELTS exams. So this is a test for English proficiency. It is required. You don't require this test before you do your Nclex. You require it after you do your Nclex. So generally this is offered by the British Commission, and the cost for taking IELTS here in Kenya in Kenyan shillings is that 1,900 shillings. So that another cost that you will incur. Now if you want to immigrate on the United States on your own, you will require to do something known as visa screen. So visa screen is another service that is offered by companies, the same that provides the credential evaluation services. So they screen you for suitability for a visa for the United States of America. If you meet all the criteria you need to work there as a nurse and other things, perhaps they look at. So CGFNS, for example, charges a total of $490. No, sorry, not $490. The service they charge $590. So that's another service that you will have to pay for to have your visa screen, $590 for that report. So up to that point where you are taking your Nclex and perhaps you have taken your IELTS, that is basically what it will cost you to prepare for Nclex. Is it important you do it on your own? Like I've always been saying, it is best you take Nclex on your own. After that, you can even join an agency. If you join agencies when you have done your Nclex, number one, the period that you'll take normally can be shorter, because you'll pace yourself on how to do this, take these services on your own. Number two, the earnings that you get from even agencies, if you join them after you have done your Nclex, they normally give you an extra bonus. Some companies are giving upward of $10,000 for those people who have Nclex and they have with them their IELTS result. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the cost, what it will cost you to do Nclex if you wish to migrate to the United States of America. Like I said, subscribe, like our channel. We shall be posting more videos now on how to prepare somebody for Nclex. Thank you. Bye bye.